After dipping my toe into the Sea of Thieves community and receiving a rather warming amount of views and some bloody lovely comments, I have decided to share another thoughts and theories video with yourselves containing an idea that brings a new look, a new feel, and a new threat to the ocean. Again, this is purely speculative and an idea of mine that I feel could have some weight to it. I think it's safe to say that it's common talk amongst the pirates of the Sea of Thieves community that we're itching for something game-changing, something that changes the landscape entirely. Now, I'm not saying everything needs to change, but what I mean to say is it would be really nice to have something like a live event that drastically sees something happen to the world around us. And I hate to say it, but games that are looking at keeping an active player base and adding longevity to their title need to take a leaf out of this book. What the fuck? Now, I know it's dirty to say, and the idea of corporate crossovers isn't something we want. Granted, I did get a comment on my last Thoughts and Theories video saying that a Davy Jones boss battle would be great, but stuff like that has no place in Sea of Thieves. At least that's my opinion. But we've already seen the developers taking a small hint of that approach within the addition of Seasons and the Plunder Pass. The ingredients are there, and so I think if we're ever to see a new environment, that I'm sure a lot of us would vote for an ice region within the Sea of Thieves. It would at least make the world feel bigger, even if it's purely just for the effect of a northern and southern hemisphere. Regardless, I think it'd be cool as it makes my super hip, cool, rad, new deadly boss event possible. The situation? Your boat, freezing in place within the ice region, leaving you helpless and in a condition where it is within your best interest to stay on board. The threat? The Tuunbaq. The Tuunbaq is a beast from Inuit mythology that was better known as Killing Spirit, a soul-consuming monster that was given life during a war between Inuit gods before being banished to the frozen wasteland. The TV series The Terror has its first season begin with the Royal Navy's polar explorer ships HMS Erebus and HMS Terror seeking the Northwest Passage. The ships are soon stuck, frozen and isolated, and those on board must survive the harsh weather conditions and each other while being stalked by an elusive menace. Now, if we do ever manage to get ourselves a polar ice region, then I think threats need to be looked at closely toward reality. We need to understand that predators in this deadly environment rely on frozen ice to hunt from, and much like megalodons and krakens, the Arctic needs its own king of the beasts. I believe venturing around a frozen region of Sea of Thieves would be expectedly treacherous. The cold bitter air acting as fog shrouding your general vision, the sea littered with chunks of ice that only slows your journey into such deadly lands. The risk of becoming stuck could be low, but not rare, requiring you to jump off your ship and onto frozen surface and pick away with your shovel at the ice chunks holding your ship in place, not forgetting that a mysterious thick fog has just suddenly shrouded your ship. Then you hear something. An ungodly sound that should only belong in your worst nightmares. Does your crew continue to pick at the ice in hopes to free your ship in time to escape? Or do you get back on board and prepare to fight? The beast will pound at the side of your ship, breaking the hull with ease, or maybe it will jump on board and begin destroying the mast, wheel, anchor, or maybe you. Maybe it can drag you off the ship, pulling you into the mist to finish you off. The Tuunbaq could be dealt with in a few ways. Swords, guns, and cannons go without saying, but I believe using firebombs would be a logical way to scare in such a monster to flee. If it lives in such deadly temperatures, then fire would of course be its kryptonite, and thus resulting in the Tuunbaq being killed quicker, or it simply running away into the fog. With firebombs, of course, comes self-destruction, as your ship would most likely suffer a fair amount of damage, or maybe even perish. But is it worth the risk? Would you rather this thing be dealt with as soon as possible, or are you confident with keeping it at bay? I imagine that if you're successful in killing this beast, then you will be rewarded with loot the same way you are with any of the other big beasts in the game. Maybe even a commendation that represents your success in killing the Tuunbaq. Maybe it's more inclined to run away, and falling the beast is considered a tough fate. I quite like that idea, and that came along while I was writing this script. Maybe this monster is actively roaming the ice plains of the northern region. If you hear its cries and decide that you fancy your chances at felling the beast, then you sail straight towards it. If you don't, and you decide to sail in the opposite direction, then what if those cries just keep following you? And there you have it, my thoughts and theories on a new beast and a new environment that I believe is a possibility within the future of Sea of Thieves. I hope you've enjoyed your time back on my channel, and if you're new here, why not subscribe for more similar content, whack a like on the video as it helps a lot, and maybe even leave a comment, and follow my Twitch. The rest of my social medias can be found in the description below: Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, you know the score. But once again, thank you for your time. See you later, bye.